Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling series for 1991. April 27th is our episode for this particular moment. And April 27th, 91, still a notable program a little bit for a few reasons. But we kind of go through these periods of time wherein the benefit of these type of matches are a pretty big deal. Big Boss Man in an opening match here. Boss Man, of course, headed towards SummerSlam with the Mountie. And that's usually how they kind of did things. 3 to 4 month programs, 2 or 3 big programs for featured talent over the course of a year. And that was about it. The Boss Man and the Mountie are headed on a collision course. Probably, I'm guessing, I wouldn't say the last of the good programs for the Boss Man, but probably one of my favorites, my last favorite program of his in the time period. Anyway, Boss Man with some punches, kicks, a spine buster, and a couple of really heavy punches, and the Boss Man slam, sidewalk slam. We moved into update. Gene Okerlund highlights the fact that various people are looking to manage Andre the Giant. We go to a fancy, I assume, French restaurant with Andre the Giant and a cameo by Arnold Skaaland. Anyway, Andre is approached and propositioned for any sort of favor, including those of an adult nature, by Sherry Martel, aka Sensational Sherry. She wants to manage him. Andre says he can do anything. She says anything, and he proceeds to publicly spank her. Probably not a storyline that would have gotten over today. Anyway, the Undertaker is up next. Undertaker is fast approaching a series of matches with the Ultimate Warrior. Big flying clothesline that Undertaker becomes known for. Pallbearer on the outside, holding the urn high and aloft for everyone to see. Undertaker with quick moves, including the rope walk and the tombstone piledriver 1, 2, 3. This time, puts his man in a body bag, and that's kind of a big deal. Warlord talks about being unstoppable, unbeatable, wearing armor and the like. Greg Valentine talks about still trying to find his place in the WWF, multi-time champion, tag team champion, intercontinental champion, and still trying to be at his best. Thinks he's at his best here in the WWF in 91. I think he's lying, but how do we know? Anyway, the return of the Genius this time as the manager of Bo and Blake, the Beverly Brothers. That runs for about a year and a half. The Beverlys are actually not brought out here. We just see the Genius as a poet, and the Beverly debut is probably a couple of weeks away. Genius, obviously, mainstay. Lanny Poffo, I think, came in 84, 85, along with his brother, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And pretty well featured through the end of 92, or midpoint of 92 perhaps. Anyway, Hacksaw Jim Duggan in an enhancement match next. They are still plugging Duggan and Colonel Mustafa, which they do in inset promos here. Probably not a good idea after their history, but they do it anyway. Duggan with punches, kicks, spinning body slams, and more, gets the win with a leaping clothesline and tosses his 2x4 in the air, catches it. I've actually seen Duggan knock him out doing this particular doing this particular thing. Slickster talking about Power and Glory and hyping Power and Glory. Tag team champions, the Nasty Boys, talking about needing more competition for the tag team championships. Kind of hint at the eventual feud with, in fact, the Legion of Doom, LOD, defeating them at SummerSlam in a couple of months. Kurt Hennig out there and in an enhancement match. British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith hyping his hunt for the Intercontinental title in a inset promo. enhancement talent doesn't do very much. Big drop kick by Hennig. Hennig gaining some weight here, starting to slow down. Gets a back injury during this time frame within these few months and has to drop the Intercontinental Championship before being on the shelf for over a year. And you can see, if you're really watching, his back even beginning, or one would think, bothering him here. Anyway, though, Hennig with the perfect flex, the inverted neck snap, and the victory. We see another funeral parlor. This time Roddy Piper is the guest. He makes fun of Paul Bearer, basically comparing him to the Addams family. Basically says he's scared of nothing, and talks about how Ted DiBiase needs to be put in his place. Virgil is out there, and Virgil and Piper re-cement their friendship, and basically they have a Scarecrow and $1 Million Man wrestling buddy act out the love affair or flirtation affair between Ted DiBiase and Sensational Sherry. It's goofy. It's not worth going out of your way to see. Speaking of goofy, Jake Roberts and the Earthquake in a very basic match here. Roberts hits a few knee lifts. Quake bails to the outside. Of course, Quake has Jimmy Hart as his manager. They brawl to the outside. The distraction of Jimmy Hart is enough to get Earthquake to have an advantage. This is all about the angle. Jake's Snake Damien brought into the middle of the ring. Jimmy Hart holding down the referee. Referee cannot interfere. Jake tied up in the ropes and has to watch his snake be murdered on television. At least that's what we're led to believe. Of course, it's hamburger meat in the end, the actual angle. But anyway, Earthquake hits the Earthquake vertical splash 2 or 3 times on the snake. That's what we're led to believe. And, well, the death of a pet on international television. We go to the Rockers in an enhancement match. The Rockers, of course, kind of lacking a great deal of direction here. But Rockers and in an enhancement challenge, Bill Lucas and Barry O provide their opposition on this particular day. Rockers wearing a little bit of different gear. Shawn Michaels with some clotheslines shows a little more aggression than normal. The Orient Express still hyped as their main rivals in the moment. So they have not started the heel turn quite yet. Still several months away there, but it is what it is as far as it is coming. Anyway, Michaels with a clothesline, several punches, and then the double team win for the Rockers. IRS basically calls everyone tax cheats and that they don't know how to handle their financial affairs in an inset promo. I don't think we've seen the actual physical debut of IRS yet. Sergeant Slaughter and General Adnan cut an inset promo in the event center, talking about getting rid of Hulk Hogan, talking about getting rid of American Slime. The LOD, Legion of Doom, aka the Road Warriors, talk about wanting to be the best tag team in the World Wrestling Federation. And that closes us for the month of April here in 1991. We will be back with more right after this. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.